If you watched yesterday's video, then you'll know that I covered the Corey Graves unhappy with WWE situation because he was demoted basically to NXT to make room for everyone else on the Raw and Smackdown commentary teams. But there's been a slight update, and we're going to get into that slight update, and it is a little bit concerning. Some people think it's a work. I personally don't. So we're going to go over that and try and come to our own conclusions, and hopefully it doesn't lead to Corey Graves leaving WWE. Hopefully. But there's a couple of other topics we need to talk about. Odyssey Jones. You guys remember Odyssey Jones? Well, there's been an update with Odyssey Jones, and we're going to talk about that. But first, something I was supposed to cover yesterday, but completely forgot. It was that irrelevant to me that I forgot about it until I'd finished making the video, and I thought, fuck, I'll cover it today. So, the Wyatts, Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, and Nikki Cross have been moved over to Smackdown. Why? Don't know, right? They was feuding with Karrion Kross and The Miz. And apparently that's over now. They've been moved over to SmackDown. So, first of all, I like the pairing with Karrion Kross and The Miz. I know it's off topic a little bit, but I like the pairing of Karrion Kross and The Miz. I don't know what it is, but they work very well together, even though they're completely different characters. Nowhere near similar whatsoever. But I like the pairing, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that so far. We'll see how that goes in the future if they continue with it. I hope they do continue with it because I like the pairing. It works for me. It works for me. But the Wyatts, they debuted. They did that whole fucking cinematic one shot of everyone dead. I was buzzing. And then they basically buried Chad Gable. In my opinion, Chad Gable hasn't been the same since. And then nothing happened. Nothing happened. We got some vignettes every now and then of Bo or Howdy or whoever. They didn't really appear on TV much for a good couple of months. And then they started doing this stuff with the Final Testament, which fucking did not work whatsoever, okay? Excuse me. Now they've been moved over to SmackDown. It seems like there isn't much direction for the Wyatts, because if there was, they'd be on TV more. And they do need to be on TV more. Why? I mean, I know they're the spooky characters, but they're in a wrestling company, man. Why can't you have Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy going after one of the tag team championships? Why can't you do that? What's so hard about that? It gives them some purpose, because since they've debuted, there has been no purpose for them. They've just been there, doing I don't know what. And it's very frustrating, because I wanted them to work. I really did want them to work, and they could have worked. But WWE fucked it up. They fucked it up. It's like they went out their way to ensure it didn't work. Why would you keep them basically off of TV for like 2 months and then put them with and then have them feud with Karrion Kross and The Miz, who, while I said is a good pairing, it just didn't work. It did not work. Okay? It could have worked with The Miz. Not too sure about Karrion Kross, right? Now they've been moved over to SmackDown. What are they going to do on SmackDown? Are they going to feud with fucking Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt, they had some heated fucking feuds over the years. Are they going to go after LA Knight, who was Bray Wyatt's last opponent, but they're baby faces and so is LA Knight, so what are you going to do there? What are they going to do on SmackDown? I don't think there's much. I don't think WWE is going to do much with them at all on SmackDown. Much at all. Because if they was going to do something with him, they'd have done it on Raw. They'd have done it on Raw. More backstage segments, more matches, more promos in the ring. Instead, all you really got was vignette. Yeah, we dealt with all that for the build to it, which took way too long in itself. And now you've gone back. Why? So I really don't see much for the Wyatts going forward, and that's really disappointing, man. Because I had so much high hopes for this group. I really did. I love Bo Dallas, but they just fucked it up. I don't know who's at fault. Someone's at fault. And with this move to Smackdown, they really need to fucking do something with the Wyatts to get me interested and invested again, because I think everyone feels the same way, that who the fuck cares about the Wyatts at this point? Who the fuck cares? No one, because you don't have them on TV. Next, Odyssey Jones, and you're going to hear a lot of my illness noises, man. Ill again. Odyssey Jones. There's been an update with his domestic violence situation. Let me just get my notes. I'm very unprepared. Odyssey Jones, here we go. So, court records indicate former WWE wrestler Odyssey Jones, real name Amari Palmer, was granted an order of protection against his former partner in September 2024, shortly after reports emerged of his release from WWE. So, there's a lot more detail in there, but if I was to read all of these details, I would be sat here all fucking day, and none of us want that. What's happened is Odyssey Jones, Amari Palmer, has filed restraining orders against his ex-girlfriend or wife, whatever she was, and apparently she was abusive towards him. That's what he's saying. He's saying that she was abusive towards him, and he felt extremely threatened that she was going to do something worse, right? Now, apparently, what he's trying to say is that she is basically a jealous, abusive ex that will do nothing but try and end his career and his livelihood. Now, everyone jumped to conclusion. Well, not everyone. Most people jumped to conclusions when this story first came out and he was released by the company. Everyone said, oh, he's a woman beater, he's this, he's that. I didn't jump to conclusions because I certainly have a checkered past of jumping to conclusions. So I said I ain't going to do it. And it's looking like this guy might actually be innocent. Might, because we wasn't there, we don't know the story. But I'm sure there's people online saying, how can a woman be abusive to a man? That's not how it works. Apparently that's how it works in your own head. But I've seen this before in my own life, man. Not me personally, but I've seen it happen to my friends where they get with a woman and that woman is a batshit. I've had a friend who his missus tried to stab him on multiple occasions, and had him arrested. She'd beat him up, and he'd be the one to get arrested every fucking time, right? So I can believe this is believable 100%. Is it true? I don't know, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that she was abusive towards him. I don't know. I wasn't there, but from my own experiences that I've witnessed with my own eyes, this is 100% believable and should not be swept under the rug, basically. Now, if this is true, rehire this man immediately, WWE, because if it is true, he's been fired and he's done nothing wrong. He's just got a batshit crazy ex, which happens. It happens to a lot of fucking people. A lot of people. Not me personally, thank God, but I've seen it with my own eyes. Right? I can believe this story, and hopefully we get to the bottom of it soon. Because if he's innocent, then WWE needs to rehire him, fucking apologise, give him the fucking World Heavyweight Championship. To do something to make it right, at least, right? But on to the final topic, man. Corey Graves. Corey Graves, man. I covered this yesterday. because I thought it was an issue to be concerned about. And it turns out it is. So what happened is that Corey Graves posted on X yesterday, "I've got a lot to say. Don't miss NXT tonight on the CW. Tonight," he said. He's channeling his inner Tony Khan. He said tonight twice. And then PW Insider reported that Corey Graves was seen at the airport leaving Orlando. And as far as I'm aware, he did not appear on NXT. I don't watch NXT personally, but as far as I'm aware, he did not appear, right? So, there's the update. People think this is a work, that this is building to a match with Corey Graves and Pat McAfee. Honestly, I don't believe that is the case whatsoever. I honestly, it's a bit far-fetched for me. I think that Corey's been sidelined. He's been demoted to NXT. He didn't like it. He had every reason not to like it, in my opinion. And now, because he's been vocal, he's been moved away for a bit. I'd like to think it was a work, but yeah, it doesn't look like one to me. It doesn't look like one. I mean, WWE don't really do this kind of thing where they go online and do this in a is it real, is it not kind of way. AEW used to do it all the time, and then they killed the idea overall because they did it way too much, right? WWE don't really do this. Sometimes they will, but I don't think this is one of those times. Personally, I really don't believe this is one of those times where they're trying to work us and they're going to build to a match. I don't believe that's the case. I'd be happy if it was, but I don't believe it is. And I believe Corey Graves could be on his way out. To be fair, Pat McAfee isn't always full-time commentating. He takes time off at certain points. So maybe they're saving him for when Pat has his leave, because he takes like a few months off at certain times of the year. So my opinion was they moved him to NXT as a temporary thing, ready for when Pat needed to go away. They could bring Corey up to Raw. He could be there until Pat comes back and then goes back to NXT. That's what I think was WWE's plan, and now I think it ain't working. So I don't know. I think we'll find out more over the next week or so with what's happening with Corey Graves. But let me know what you think in the comments below about all this shit, man. The Wyatts. Do you believe the Wyatts are fucking done, or do you think they can be salvaged? Odyssey Jones, what's your opinion on that? I'm not going to come to any conclusions, but again, I have my own personal experiences witnessing these things. And Corey Graves, do you think it's the work? Do you think I'm stupid? Or do you think he's really on his way out? Because that's what I think. It makes more sense. Like, subscribe, follow me on X at DCrossman25. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.